Rovers get their EFL Championship campaign up and running this coming weekend as they take on West Bromwich Albion. But what about pre-season? How's it been? Good, bad, ugly? Well, today we're going to talk about it. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today we take a look at, of course, our pre-season, looking back at, of course, the matches. What was our standout performance? Who, of course, stood out the most? We'll get into all of that, of course, in just a second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe. You want subscribe for Blackburn Rovers, Championship football, world football. We're all here under one Rooski. That's right. Earlier in the week, I did sit down with the Rovers season mafioso to talk all things Blackburn Rovers and, of course, the pre-season. What we got up to, what, of course, could have been better, all that kind of stuff. Well, we'll get to that in just one second. Big shout out to the members, big shout out to the patrons, you know who you are. But before we jump into it, I'm going to hand over to Eddie to talk about things we are working on behind the scenes.
Hey, with Eddie back once again, but this time I don't want your money, no, I want your name, your voice, your Rovers memories, that's right. We started a social media project over on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, showcasing 150 Blackburn Rovers memories. I've asked fans from around the globe to drop their Rovers memories, but of course I need more of them, that's right. 150 is a big number, and we need some more, and that's where you come in, that's right. Whether it's the best player, best goal, best shirt, best moment in regards to Blackburn Rovers, I want to hear about it. So if you want to do that, again, follow that link. There is also one down in the description, and drop it in there. Of course, that memory will be featured over on Twitter on a day of its own, and then of course together in a master video when we drop it on November the 5th to celebrate Blackburn Rovers' 150th anniversary. So please do me a favour and drop your Rovers memory. But anyway, once again, back to Dirk to wrap up.
Appreciate that, Eddie. Thanks very, very much. Of course, if you want to help out with, of course, any Blackburn Rovers memories, I duly appreciate it. There is a link in the old description. Of course, it was on the screen there. But now, let's, of course, recap pre-season, how well we got on. I chatted with the Rovers fans, talk all about it.
I just went to the one. So I've got a little theory on this. I went to Everton at home, and the theory is when I do a load of pre-season games, it just feels like the season goes on forever and ever. So I kind of made a bit of a commitment with myself only probably about 2 seasons ago, just to go reduce the number of pre-season friendlies. Otherwise, it just feels a bloody long season. I get football fatigue. So Everton looked very promising. We moved the ball around well. I think it was a little bit too early days for Everton, so we can't read too much into it. But I liked what I saw. Unfortunately, what I really liked is no longer playing for the club. So Callum Britton, I'm sure we'll be talking about him at some stage today. But yeah. It's a massive disappointment. That's probably no surprise, spoiler alert. But but no, we moved the ball around well. I thought we defended brilliantly as well. So a lot of promises. And I'm looking at the BBC website now. We're second in the league, aren't we? It's Birmingham top. We're second in the league. So what's not to like about today, hey?
No, it's the way we want it. That's the end of season now. Stop the count. Holmesy, did you manage to catch any of the games that were streamed on the old online? There was a couple of them. There's one out in Holland. There was a couple of out in Spain. Did you manage to see any of those? And if you did, what did you see?
No, not a lot, Dirk. Not a lot was getting through to South Africa. This part of the southern hemisphere, unfortunately. Did follow a couple of the results, and they seemed to be pretty positive right up until the last one, I suppose. So that was good. It says, of course, a lot of new players coming through, which, yeah, as John T mentioned, spoiler alert, we probably will be chatting about some of the guys who have come in over the last 3 months. A lot of guys going out. So it does seem to be a bit of a changing of the guard for Rovers this season. Of course, Ishmael's first pre-season. So it was good for them to get that under the belt. And yeah, let's look to see what the new guys are doing. But I think by and large, it was a positive pre-season for us. Majority of wins. The Everton game probably stands out the most. So yeah, let's hope we're ready for the start of the season.
Standout friendly out of the pre-season. What was your make or break performance out of the 5 friendlies that we did? We played Stanley, Everton, Qatar, Elche, and of course the Dutchies, which we did lose.
From what I heard, the Everton game was brilliant. Apparently, we gave them a really good game and kind of played them off the park. Obviously, they put a fairly decent side out. Obviously, their season starts later than we do, so we should be kind of more match fit at that point than they would be. But I think there was definitely some positive signs to take from there, and Deneve getting a goal as well, and it was a nice assist from Callum Britton as well.
Yeah, that's a point of contention. I think we're all kind of still licking our licking our wounds over that deal, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, for our pre-season, we did get to see a lot of minutes from a lot of folks, and like you said, Deneve getting his first goal. We also saw Yuki Ohashi getting in a couple. Even Big Matagay, who has been rumored to be of interest, but I don't know if that's just a couple of people's just putting two and two together, coming up with five. But good performances. Kangbo looks lively. And again, it's a cliche, but he does look like a brand new signing coming into this, because we didn't really get to see the full extent of him last season. But ending it on a defeat ahead of a big game against West Bromwich Albion, not the greatest cup of tea. And also, while we were there, or during pre-season, we did, unfortunately, pick up an injury, that's right. And Hayden Carter seems to be out for the opening few games of the campaign. Going to be a big loss, do you think, Jonty?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think it's disappointing. Nobody wants to miss the start of the season. As soon as you start the season, then obviously an injury right at the start of the season. It seems to be worse because it takes up a bit of speed. If he played a few games and then got injured, during the season, I don't know. I've always looked at it that people get injured before struggle to get back up to speed as quick. But let's I suppose it'll be a bit of a test for him. But yeah, he's. I can't fault him really. To be fair, Hayden Carter, he's a good player. He's quite a presence at the back. He wins a lot of headers as well. So and we're kind of, I guess we're going to be relying on a couple of the new centre backs that we've got, certainly.
Yeah,
the one centre back that we've got, Sean McLaughlin, is it?
Yeah, the new Irishman, left-footed centre back, and another player that we'll get to in just a second. But I thought I had him earmarked, Hayden Carter, to be the starter alongside. Well, actually, probably wouldn't have been the starter really. With the focus of having a left-footed centre back and a right-footed centre back at the heart of the defence. So in your eyes, Holmesy, when fully fit and raring to go, where would Hayden Carter fit in your lineup? Would he be backup centre back, or do you have plans and aspirations for him to be a regular?
Yeah, listen, I think it's time for him to really step up now, isn't it? He's been there 2022. I think he made his debut 23 or 22, 23 or 23, 24 last season. He also got injured. So hopefully he can get a full season behind him once he's got back from this injury. And I think certainly when he's fully fit, he's up there with our top defenders. So I'd like to see him push through and really state his claim as a top defender. But yeah, especially with Danny Bath obviously making way, I think there's certainly room for him to take on that position.
Yeah, and I think we kind of got pretty much, besides Hayden Carter. I don't think we lost too many players or too many injuries concerns heading into the brand new season. I know Todd Cantwell was he seems to be like this, a little bit hit and miss, like missed a couple of games through a niggle, but for the most part I do think he's going to be fit and raring to go. But to wrap up this little segment on the old pre-season, you got any final takeaways, Jacob, before we start to review some of the transfer business that we've gone through?
I mean, it's just one of those. I think you can never look too much into pre-season. I'm just ready for West Brom now. To be honest with you, I'm going to be there. I'm looking forward to it, and let's see how we perform in that game, and then this might be a completely different conversation depending on how that game goes.
Appreciate that, guys. Thanks again for giving up a bit of your time. But of course, fully focused for West Bromwich Albion this coming weekend. Before we bounce out of here, I want to hand you back over to Eddie to talk about other things we are working on, including away day travel.
Ewan Eddie here with some news on our brand new scheme we're looking to implement in the 2025-2026 campaign. What is it? Well, it's affordable away day travel. That's right, us at Blackburn Rovers hope to implement this brand new scheme for each and every one of the away days taking place in the upcoming campaign. Right now, we're just in the planning stages, and we want to know if you are interested in away day travel for the upcoming season. Now, what what I need you to do now is, of course, go to this link on the screen right about now. It's a QR code, or maybe drop down in the old description to follow the URL and fill out your name and, of course, maybe some contact information that we can reach out to you when we are 100% committed. Just a reminder that this is just the planning stage of this service. Nothing is 100% as of yet. But the more numbers and the names that we get down in the next few weeks, then, of course, then we'll have the ability to make this happen for you guys. Again, looking at what's available at the moment, this does look like an affordable option if we can get the support from you guys. And again, it's just a fantastic way for you to support the channel in another way. Back to you, Dirk, in the
Thanks
studio.
again, Eddie. You're a superstar legend. And of course, if you are interested in cheap, affordable away day travel, unfortunately, we're not going to do the West Brom game. Those guys who did declare interest didn't check their emails. So make sure you check your emails, of course, if you are interested. But again, we're going to look forward to the next round of games, of course, in the Championship and, of course, the EFL Cup. But until then, I'll see you soon. When I return, I'm done.